the Grant Cardone system, and I learned a lot, right? No, number one, the system, the GCU program that you first of all, you and Mrs. Bean never put anything on our plate that doesn't help grow us. And that's why you're the leadership development, right? Because you actually put that program in and it developed not only me, but everyone that was on the team. And I went from not closing any deals to doing four to eight 4 to 8 presentations a day with that program. And I was able to bring my closing ratio all the way up to I pretty much still closing from that to this day. So I can't say a ratio because I'm still closing those people from that I met from utilizing the GCU program. And not only does it build you confidence, but it helps you understand how to walk a person to make a decision, right? And and it blew my mind because a lot of times we are the reason why we don't close the sale. And it actually makes us look inside ourselves and see where we're going wrong, what we need to do, and how we need to get better. And with that program, I'm going to say that it has changed me 200%. So thank you, Mr. Bean, for that, because I've seen people on my team that have gone from not having any confidence, zero confidence on a phone call to, just going out there and just talking to everyone and really have a game plan when you're talking. There's a purpose when you're talking. We're just not talking anymore. There's a purpose. And so I can't thank you enough because that's really changed my life.
Yeah, and guys, I'm gonna tell you, it's not just for phone calls, day-to-day activities. When you look at you're walking around, shaking hands, meeting people, you're at events, a lot of that conversations that you guys are witnessing, hear from, and also start role playing at some point in time. A lot of you guys will learn that, man, I'm starting to sound like, you know, uh, Grant Cardone's people, right? And that's the thing, when you know it and it kicks in, like when me and Dr. Arlene was, having our role play, and she attacked me, she attacked me right in front of all y'all, right? But it was about that foundation, right? She was using Grant Cardone on me, right? And I've defended myself with Grant Cardone to her, right? And so I'm like, okay, that's why we're gonna do this. All right, well, I come from the same school you come from, so let's do it, right? So, but that's kind of how it puts you in a position, because when you do it enough and you go through the role plays and you're in that actual system enough, and you speak it enough, you talk it enough, all of a sudden it goes from second nature, where you have to think about it, right, a little bit, to human nature. So like when you're brushing your teeth, you get up and you think about brushing your teeth real quick, and that's what you do as a part of your daily regimen, but you still have to think about it, right? Breathing, you don't have to think about it. And it's something that, again, subconsciously, it's already controlled. It's one of those things that just happens, right? So that's how you want it to be. And then it transitions in everything that you do, whether you go from solar to water to ripples to anything else, it transitions and it travels with you. Okay. So people are going to have access to that information, and they're going to be able to come in here and they'll be able to role play. Now, the other thing that they're going to have access to in there, again, is the free system we talked about. So I'll talk to you guys about the gentleman who's coming on at 9, and the system that he's bringing to us. The person's not paying anything to be a part of it, except for that $99 a month, that $199 down and $99 a month. So a person is getting way more, again, for that $199 and $99 a month. Okay, it's not just the builder position. It's the builder position plus Grant Cardone, the builder position plus lead generation access for free. And so that's all of that money is being waived. Remember, we pay $10,000 down and $2,900 a month, so the group can actually have access to that Grant Cardone system. And we were in that system for what, 4 years, right? And so when people wonder why Angel was builder 1,000 and she was the top of the class, and then you had Julie, who was builder 500, and you had people, we were actually building and having people on that. It's not that we were the only ones recruiting. We were the only ones recruiting and making sure we did the upsell on the actual membership, which is where you actually have your residual income and you give the people the max value for their dollar, right? That $50 a month, guys, covers the whole entire 99. Like that's even at $99 a month, they're still not paying enough money for what they're getting their hands on, right? With the company. And then you throw Grant Cardone in there and you throw Legion in there. It's like it's a joke. And so you should not be afraid to tell people to do what's in their best interest. Remember, yeah, you get paid as a byproduct for the subscription on the back end, but they have a higher quality life and an opportunity to actually hit their goals on the front end, when they do it that way. Okay. And so there ain't gonna be no sneaking in. We don't do sneaking in and putting your friend in and yeah, all that stuff that's gonna be locked. And so in order for you to get in, you have to send in a screenshot every month, of your actual $99 running. It won't be because we pull people out every month. We have manpower for that. So, I know you get in and $99 and take it off and hide. Nah. So, with that being said, like I said earlier, the recap was great. For those of you who have people who are on your team who are not in the Facebook groups, this is what I suggest you do to make sure, like I said earlier, we want to get them into that substation that, if you're going to get them in, that subscription base, and you want to keep them in, you want to move along, that ATM is very, very important, because we're going to continue to develop that out. Also, the Telegram group as well. Make sure you got your people in the Telegram group where all of the announcements are at. So the people who are in the Telegram group, they get a chance to see all the pictures, photos, videos, everything that happened from the event. They also get a chance to have access to all of the upcoming events and trainings. And then when it comes to the ATM, that's the archive of all the past trainings and also all the current and live presentations and training. So that's where you want your people to be, right? Okay, so I would suggest you say, okay, the Millionaire Mentorship call that happened on Wednesday, that call should be sent to people, and especially if they're on WhatsApp, on the bottom where it says share. When you click on share, it gives you a WhatsApp option, and I love it. So I send that WhatsApp option. I was just talking to the owners yesterday about and the other leaders that are on the leadership panel, they need to start sending. I told them y'all need to start sending out that training, that specific training, because people want to know what they missed, one, and they want to know why everybody else is so excited. They want to know why everybody else's numbers are blowing up, right? Why everybody's recruiting numbers are going bananas, why everybody's income is going bananas. And the only way they can do that is by pushing the button. Yeah? And so when I say pushing the button, when you send them that link, they have to, when they click on it, it won't let them watch anything unless they're actually in the group. Okay. And so it puts them in a position where they have to request now to be added to the group. And then we allow it, we bring them on in. Okay. And so that's the thing. Get them in the know, get them in the way of the information. Okay. That's the information highway. But that ATM, as you know, guys, that ATM is the follow-up machine. That's the perpetual follow-up vehicle. The fortune is in what? The follow-up, right? And so, yeah, and also when a person gets in, a confused person does absolutely nothing. So if you're not following through, if your follow-through game is not great, where you're taking a person by the hand and walking them through how to get started first and how to get started fast, and what's the next thing to do, how to get a lunch started, all this other stuff. I mean that you followed up long enough to get them signed up, but you didn't follow through to make sure that they actually hit their goals and dreams. So, or at least were equipped to it, or they were or actively doing what was required to do it. Right. So, as a business owner and as a person who is responsible for the people who you bring on board, right? Let's make sure that we are doing our part and putting people in a position where they have access to that information. Get them in that vehicle so that system can do something for you that you may not be prepared to do for yourself today. Right? And so a lot of people who you bring on board, they love the idea and they love the environment, but they still don't respect you on a level where they're going to follow 100% of what you say. Okay? And so they will follow 100% of, well, not 100%, but they'll follow most of and give more credibility and credence to leaders and people who they see all the time, people who they respect based on your edification of those people. So step out of the way and allow the system to move those people for you. Okay. That's one thing about it. We were talking last night, the launches when we were in another company, we used the ATM to house people. We put people in the ATM like daily, and we had thousands of people in the ATM, and it worked out so well that when we launched the shake deal, and I jumped back on, I was off grid for 30 days, no pictures, no videos, lost 25 pounds in 30 days. Then I jumped back on social media, and everybody went crazy and wanted to know what was going on. Well, if you want to know what was going on, you had to get into the ATM where all the videos and stuff were. I'm not telling you what's going on, right? I can show you better than I can tell you. I'm not going to do a presentation for you. The videos are going to do a presentation for you. Well, how do I get access to the video? Get access. You got to jump into this group. Okay, put them in a group. 200,000, almost $220,000 in the next 30 days. Like as soon as we launched it, as soon as we opened up the group, that 30 days, 200,000 plus that month extra. Okay. And so not because we're smarter than everybody, we just understand different dynamics. When somebody else has just done something that made them millions of dollars, why wouldn't you do it? Right? It's no different than me telling you guys, Warren Buffett just invested $10 billion in clean energy. Why wouldn't you invest in it? Right. So again, there are different dynamics that make you rich, keep you rich, or put you in a position where if you don't use them, you don't get rich at all. Right? That ATM, don't sleep on it. Let's see here. Matter of fact, on as far as the weekend it was, let me see here. And I do give me, and I say about 30 seconds to 60 seconds. Give me again one of your biggest takeaways for the weekend, and we'll kind of do a little recap of our own on our group level. And so we'll start with Laura, and then Carla, hurry up, threw her hand up like always. She always first to go. She's always a leader. Well, go ahead, Laura.
Yeah, for me, that weekend was just life changing because, first of all, I think the biggest impact for me was seeing the heart of the leadership. Okay, Mr. Bean, I've been with you for several years, and so, I know who you are, and so the reason I'm loyal to you is because of who you are. But to be able to see the heart of Mr. Winston Navarro, and to see the heart of J.C. Rangel, and to see who's leading this company and where it's leading it to. You have to align yourself with people who are in alignment with your values. And I found that all of these people are in alignment with my values to serve and to uplift others, as you have always done. So besides everything that we have, it's nothing if the heart of the people are not right. And the heart of the people are right in this company. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. All right. We got Carla.
Great morning, and thank you for allowing me to speak, Mr. Bean, and thank you, Miss Laura, and for sharing this opportunity with me. Altogether, I've been with you for several years as well, Mr. Bean. I've learned so much. And two, the biggest thing that came from me is like that win philosophy, the willing initiative and never quitting that Mr. Justin Wilson talked about, Jay Will. And then also just, being in the atmosphere and meeting people that we've seen on screen from face to face and getting to be in that energy. And as Miss Laura said, to learn the hearts of everyone involved. So that's all I wanted to share right now. And of course, the subs and refocusing my mindset in terms of the subs. So thank you so much for that preaching, Mr. Bean, because that wasn't just a presentation. That was a sermon. Thank you.
Yep, yes, ma'am, and definitely it's crazy how we came to that. You guys have heard the story, but just like Dale always says, Miss Bean, you always have your hand on the pulse of the group and on the company, and I tell you guys all the time, if you're building your business on purpose and on point, you see the vital signs, and we talk about the vital signs. You see the vital signs, and so how many people? One of the vital signs is how many people you have on membership. Okay. And it's like some of you guys are not looking and noticing that you're low on blood, like your life, like you pretty much flatlining right now. And when it comes to your residuals, your monthlies, right, your subscriptions, that part of your business is dying, and it's Like you gotta get that thing a jolt. You gotta get that thing going. So I'm like, if that's the case, I need an IV. You know what I'm saying? We need to get this thing going, get something in my spirit, get some of these veins, and let's get this thing popping. And we gave the company, that day a raise, like literally the company, because remember, what most people don't understand that, guys, when you get those great deals, on on your installs as a homeowner, and when you get those huge commission checks, that we get that's bigger than everybody else in the industry, a lot of that comes from membership. It protects the company and gives the company the leeway to do that, right? And so as a person who's a shareholder, right? Some of you are legitimate, shareholders already. But as a shareholder, it's just from an ownership perspective, you taking ownership of the company, making sure it's around, as those subscriptions mean a lot to the company. And they mean a lot to you, but they mean a lot to the customer, but they also mean a lot to the company. You always want the company healthy and alive, because if the goose that laid the golden egg dies, so does the revenue that comes from it. Right. And so you don't want to, when you talk about getting to $250,000 a month and $500,000 a month, because for me, I'm looking at it's a whole lot bigger than just $250,000 a month and memberships. It's $250,000 a month in solar overrides, $250,000 a month in water overrides, $250,000 a month in ripple overrides. I'm looking at building $1 million book of business in 4 different industries on one platform. And I can't do that if the company dies. Right. And so those memberships are a whole lot more important than most people understand. So it's one of the lifelines of the company. That's why, again, you see companies that are out there closing their doors. And just to tell you, there are companies out there who are closing their doors because they don't have a membership. They can't afford to close their doors. They can't afford to keep their doors open, right? And they're doing everything they can until they have to shut down. It's called foresight, right? So appreciate you, Carla. Bree, good morning. Give us what
Hey,
you got.
sir. Good morning. Good morning. Um, you know, last weekend was so impactful for me. It was not only the transparency of all of the leaders, but it was also being at the event itself. It's important to go to the events because when you're not there to hear the stories, it's almost like a mute point. The biggest thing that happened for me is when you did the example with Miss Laura and Angel and the fact of running the system. When you run the system, you learn as you go. But when there's tons of questions and you want to figure out everything, it bogs you down. But when you showed that example of getting your two and you're helping your other get their two, and it was a domino effect, that's what grows your business. That's what grows your subs. That's what grows your residuals. And because of the fact that Angel, and I'm so appreciative of her, that's literally from day one that she's been instilling in me is go get your two, go get your four, help your team, help your team. And so I'm just grateful for the leadership, not just her, but for you too, because you can see it's coming from the head. And I appreciate you guys.
We appreciate you. And I appreciate Angel using Grant Cardone on you, getting you into business. You know what I'm saying? Grant Cardone works, man. Look at Bree, she's sitting right there. No, but no, okay. It was good to see you and Eddie there. We had a great time. It's always a good time when we're always together. And also I'm gonna put a message out in the group because now it's time for us to start having events in Houston. So now I want to go ahead and start. I think we have enough people to go ahead and make a really good run in the month of September and start building up a base to start having a meeting at least, a presentation at least once every other week. And about probably at least one big monthly training as well in person, because we got to now get to connecting again. And if you look at the California market, it's blowing up because they actually have meetings. And so, and then all of our other markets, guys, start having meetings. And what I've already been talking to Winston and JC about us doing market events. Like we're going to start touring and doing market events for people who actually have markets. So if you're a loaner, go build a group and we'll come out there, right? And build something special, and we'll start throwing gasoline on the fire. And next, we're out there in your backyard, okay, doing events for you. So that's a real thing. And so build up your markets, because, the next event is going to be next big event is going to be in Vegas. And then the next big event that might be in Miami, or it might be in Atlanta, or it might be in Jersey or Maryland or wherever you guys are. It may be in Texas. It just depends on where you guys are building at. Okay. And so the numbers, again, not just the subscriptions. You got a market that has a huge number of people that are there and nice subscription numbers as well. That market can be supported. That market can have leadership come out to the market, ownership come out to the market. Okay. So looking forward to doing that in Houston. All right. Idris.
Yes, sir. Good morning, all. It's so funny that you just mentioned the fact of other companies going out of business. I literally just had a conversation with another local installer trying to recruit them onto the team as well. And one of the questions that they asked was, how do you guys keep, basically, he was saying he's seen the presentation and he said, he was talking about Redline. I don't want to get too detailed and confuse anyone, but he's basically saying that the 100th person that gets recruited, their red line is going to be so much higher. And basically, I explained to him is that we all have a level playing field here. Everyone's baseline is the same, and also our pricing is so low because there's a sub model that we have here. This is why other companies, as Mr. Bean just mentioned, go out of business. So hearing the training from the stage, and obviously, this is something that you've been instilling with in all of us for a while now. But hearing and understanding the subscription model that we have in place, this is what gives us longevity, but also the best pricing in the industry, right? There's other like solar people that I know who work with Freedom who don't have the same pricing that we have, right? And once again, it's because of the sub model and also the volume that we bring to the table. So that training as far as the weekend was absolutely amazing. Definitely appreciate you, consistently putting that into, our brains and making sure that we start to make that shift. Because once again, as I mentioned for myself, being in the solar industry, as you said, sometimes we can be one track minded, but moving from a consultant to now a business owner and seeing really the big picture was absolutely huge for me. So definitely appreciate you, sir.
Now, also real quick, backroom conversations, so you got a chance to be in the room with the owners, right? You, Julie, Angel, and Kyrie, we guys got a chance to sit there. You guys had a chance to see some of the animals that are coming on board, right? And what's about to happen. You guys got a chance to really listen and shake hands and have conversations. When I tell everybody, it's not stage talk. I don't do stage talk, guys. When I say you're not first just because you got in first, it's the first person who comes in to do something about being in the business. When they're in the business, that means something. Agents, can you just elaborate a little bit on what's happening behind the scenes? What's going on? Do you see the shift that's happening, the type of people who are coming in? Please, and don't hold back.
Yeah, so I'll say that you have some people who are coming on board and they're really literally looking to take over the company, right? And what I personally believe from what I've seen from that meeting, and what we've seen over the past few months, like I know, not even think, Mr. Bean has really put us in a huge, strong position, not only to win, but to have a lot of market share in this company, right? So once again, as you said, yeah, we may be in the business first, but we really have to take advantage of that opportunity that we have because there's literally someone behind the scenes looking to take your spot right now. And these guys are hungry, they're sharks, they have, experience in the industry. And that, very, clean cut guys. They know what they're doing, but, they have experience. But once again, they may be coming from a different perspective that maybe Mr. B, that the perspective that Mr. Beans is talking about. They're coming from the solar side. They have experience in solar. Once again, we're growing a business from the subscription perspective, and we have that opportunity to really compete, but also, have a real footing in this company for long term. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, and I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, and those guys had Freedom Forever as well. So don't think the companies they were in had Freedom Forever as an actual installer, right? And those guys, a lot of y'all seen them on Wednesday night, right? It's the first time all of a sudden all these people popping up talking, right? And and JC's calling their names today. You could talk, you could talk, you can talk, you can talk. That's them back room people, right? Them people are doing 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 deals a month on a regular. And most of them not even as a mentor. They just out there grinding and hunting. They understand that they eat what they kill. and they go kill, they go get it, right? And so that's the thing. A lot of people are not prepared for. They'll come in and they see these guys and they're going to stack themselves up. Do not, and I repeat, I warn you, do not compare yourself to anybody who you see coming to this company and the numbers that they're doing, right? So I'm just letting you know, don't take what you have for granted, right? If anything, celebrate what you see happening around you and then use it as inspiration, use it as motivation, right? And level up. Again, a rising tide floats all boats. That's not your opposition, that's your rising tide. All right. So Angel, what you have this weekend from the event?
Hi, Mr. Bean. Thank you for allowing me to share. Well, I try to get my hand up real quick because I knew people were going to take my nuggets, and they did. Sabrina took my nugget. So the second most important was seeing you up there, Mr. Bean, because that was the reason why I was running so hard. It's all because of you and Mrs. Bean. And I just put my head down. I put in the numbers. I followed your voice on what you teach us each and every day, coming from, the years that I was able to spend with you. And, and I just ran. I didn't ask too many questions. Me, the green, didn't ask too many questions this time. I just put my head down. I listened to your voice. I did what you wanted us to do. And, and it was great to see you being celebrated on that stage. And, and that was really like, it just hit my heart because that's all I've wanted to do is see you on the stage being recognized right now in the company, but for the world. I just can't wait to see your name everywhere. And and whatever I need to do to get part of your market share, part of the reason for your season, I wanted to be that. And and it was so crazy to just do what you do, looked up, and then be recognized for something that you have taught us to do. Right. And when I got on the stage, I went blank.
No, let me ask you a question. Angel, let me ask you a question real quick.
Yes, sir.
Because I want to share with you guys, a lot of y'all, let me ask y'all a question. I'm going to ask Angel the same question. How many of y'all thought there were a ton of Builder 500s and Builder 1000s out there? Raise your hand, just whatever, put something in chat, me, whatever, right? Because see, a lot of people, the majority and the masses lose by default, right? You think everybody out there killing it, you think everybody out there running, you think you're the only person that built a 500, or it's like you think you're the only person that built a one. Angel was the only builder 1000. Again, these are movies that you're making up in your head that never hit the big screen. Like a lot of people lose by default, right? And so all you got to remember, winning is not hard because nobody else is out there committed. Nobody else out there is committed to it. All you got to do is commit to winning and go out there and do everything you're supposed to do. And one day you're a Hall of Fame like Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis was not the most talented person in college at all. He was the hardest working person. You could not work it, right? And that gave him an edge over everybody who had skill, talent, and who was lazy or who disrespected their talent and skill set. Basically, just say, I get by on my looks like a gorgeous woman or a handsome dude, right? There are people who, again, if you just do what you're supposed to do for you and your family and worry about you and yours, you'll realize you'll end up a lot further ahead than a lot of people out there. Okay. A big announcement flash also. The company hasn't announced this yet. It's behind the closed doors, and we'll keep it in our group right now. But two things actually. But when it comes to the water, REIN, again, we talk about strategic positioning and planning in the company. Yeah, yours truly, Mrs. Kim Bean, is going to be the project manager for that for REIN H2O. So she's going to be that for the company. She's taking that position and she's taking that challenge head on. So guys, again, it's about adding value and positioning yourself in the company where you can actually win. So remember, she's not a solar gal, right? But she's a businesswoman and she can wrap her mind around water, because my wife, literally, one of the things she does once a month is she takes the boys and they go get all 8 of these 5-gallon drums that we have. They go get them refilled at Water Tree. Right. And so if we wasn't on a membership at Water Tree for the past 10 years or whatever it has been, we'd be paying $115 a month at Water Tree, but we got the discount, so we only pay 65, 70, right? But we understand the value of water. She understands the value of water, right? And so she is the actual, project manager for the company. It'll be announced at some point in time, but I'm excited about that because now I have her on board with the company as well. And again, when two touch and agree, hey, there's nothing like the power of we. So just want to give you guys that heads up, give you guys that great information, that great news. The mentorship situation is going to be ridiculous. I know they're going to have 5 mentors, 5 or 6 mentors out the gate that they're going to be training along with Mrs. Bean. And so it's going to be the same process that we have with solar. It's just going to be a little bit different, a little bit faster, streamlined process, but I'm excited about it. So Brenda, what you got? What you got?
Mr. Bean, can I add something really
Oh,
quick?
that's right. Go ahead.
Okay, so
Angel, the same question. Answer that question because I know you running. You were the running. You want to hit Builder 1000 when you saw go through the Builder 500s and you saw that. So how many names you thought was going to be with yours, and then how many names you thought was going to be above yours in 2000, 4000, stuff like that?
I thought there was gonna be a lot. I put my head down and run because I wanted to be up as and as much as I could, but I didn't think I was the on the only one for 1000 for sure. Because in the build leadership group there was a lot of really a lot of people that have been in the industry, that have been in, network marketing and all of that. So I was definitely like, whoa, a whoa moment for me.
Sitting there looking at the screen and you only see your name. And then that segment ends on your name. It's like a drop mic moment. Yeah. So congratulations doing your thing. And all you got to do is show up. 80% of success is just showing up. So go ahead, finish your point now, and we'll move to Brenda and we'll go.
Yes, sir. So what I wanted to share was following your system, Mr. Bean. I am now almost to Builder 2000 in like what, 6 months, right? 6 to 7 months. I've helped people between 2 to 3 months hit Builder 500 following your system. And not only that, I haven't sold one solar, but I'm halfway to director.
That's hot. So it don't get no better than that. You're focusing on the building, you're focusing on the subs, and you're halfway to director. Ooh, that is hot. I appreciate that. And that's how you drop the mic and walk off the stage, like what's his name? But well, I ain't gonna use Eminem. Go ahead, Brenda. My boy I gotta give him his shots. Go ahead, Brenda.
Hello, everyone. Well, after that talk with Miss Angel, that's fire right there. First of all, I just want to say thank you to you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity of doing this amazing business. This weekend was a eye-opening for me. Seeing you up there, seeing Miss Angel, seeing Julie up there, just really motivated me to go to the next level. Seeing everybody mentioned it already, but the heart of the business itself is amazing to, I know I talk a lot about, understanding where we're at and knowing what we have. And we have something that has never been created in my, I've never seen anything like this. And running with people like yourself and people like the owners and getting to know the new sharks that, were brought in. I stay quiet. I don't talk a lot because I absorb a lot and I watch a lot. And I realized that there were some very, very big sharks besides the people that we're talking, besides the people that we know, actually sitting in the the whole thing. And when you look back and you realize the types of sharks that are coming in that haven't even talked yet, but I know from other industries, I'm like, wow, we got to reach out to those that we know that are big sharks right now. Because I don't know if you guys realize, but behind you guys, a lot of there was some big sharks sitting there that they didn't even get to say anything. And I'm like, it's time to run. It's time to do what we need to do. I'm very grateful for, everything you have taught us. Just seeing you. For me, it was a pleasure to meet your wife because I've been wanting to do that. I love you, and I appreciate everything you do for us. But as a woman, I needed that, and I can tell you, I needed that personally, because having that connection with the woman is different, and then seeing her, how she went all out, her heart. I'm like, is there anything I can do? Whatever I need to do, and we talked about some things that we saw, and I'm like, I know you're gonna do great things, and just hearing the fact of what you just said about her becoming, part of the water filtration, everything that she's gonna do, it's taking us to another level. Definitely, some of us take for granted. I knew you, I knew who you were, but I never personally got to work with you personally, like the closest, that as close as I am now. And I'm just very excited, very humbled to be part of this, very humbled to, be part of your team and Mrs. Bean's team. And I can't wait for what we're doing, but we do have to hustle. We do have to do what we need to do. Right now, we have to be like the horses, I don't know what those things are called, but you have to put your
blinders.
Your blinders and just keep going, because the people that are seeing what we're doing, the people that are coming in, it's gonna get crazy, and it's either you contact them or we're gonna be messing out a lot. So it is big. Big things are coming, and I can't wait for what's coming. I'm very excited about the new products that are coming in. I already started reaching out to people. I already started, doing some videos out there on Facebook and stuff like that. But people are looking, people are realizing I'm getting more likes on my Facebook. Before it was just no likes at all. And now, I have 2 builders coming in just from seeing what I posted on the event. And I reached out probably to 100 people yesterday. I'm waiting on some responses. Some didn't answer, so I sent a Facebook message and stuff like that. But we got to keep going. It's our time, and we are so blessed. And I can't thank you enough, because I asked the universe for this, and you came, and I'm not going nowhere. And we're riding till the end. I'm just telling you that you're not gonna get rid of me now.
There you go.
So let's go.
And so this is what we gotta do, because I do know. Let's see here. All right. Well, our special guest just jumped up, and what I'll do is a rapid fire, real quick, guys. 30 seconds, and I'll take the last 5 of you: Kyrie, Dale, Sarah, Dr. Arlene, and Thomas. 30 seconds. Go. Kyrie.
Thank you. Okay, can you hear me clear?
Loud and clear.
Okay. All right, good stuff. Well, I had a ton of takeaways, but again, like I stated to you, I could not afford not to be at this event, and just to embrace and fellowship with all the successful folks there. I got very excited when you broke down subs. When you laid that out for us, it really shifted my perspective, and it gave me this moment of taking a step back of what we have in our hands, as well as locked in with your leadership. I'm excited to be on this leg of your journey, your success journey, and so I actually bought an extra set of handcuffs so I could be sure to lock in with you and not get left behind. But thank you, I appreciate everybody. Appreciate your leadership, sir.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Del Bujo, 30 seconds. Give us what you got.
Yes, sir. So the other night I spoke about leadership, but congratulations to you and Mrs. Bean for your newfound positions in this company, officially VP, and Miss Bean for the queen reign of water, right? That's actually awesome. What I really got to take away is just hanging out with you and Mrs. Bean and our team, all of our team, man, hearing their stories and just getting inspiration from our own team. I mean, look, we know access to you and Mrs. Bean is gonna diminish as we go, but you taught us well, and we know how to gain that access, right? That's important, to keep that access. And I'm like you, I'll do anything to keep that access. But I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate all our team, man, like meeting Sarah in person. So that was awesome, man. I mean, I just loved it. Thank you, Mr. Bean.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. And Sarah, what you got?
I will be back since we have 30 seconds. And people already covered the subs. So I'll talk about one thing that JC Rangel said that really stood out to me was the be constant. don't stop and start. I know that when I started door knocking, a lot of the culture was work really, really hard for like 3 months and then take the rest of the year off, or work really, really hard for 10 days and take the rest of the month off. But then once I heard their stories and then being constant and how they went after success, it really showed me like, okay, you got to be constant. You don't need breaks. You're going to do it. And then it also showed me how different the culture is in this company and the fact that we like can feel comfortable going constant all the time without needing a break. So that was one of my takeaways.
No problem. Sarah, did you see yourself on the stage at the next event? You know, I know you and your brother are pretty competitive. You know, did you see yourself walking on the stage at the next event? I know I had some people, you know, like Landon hit me up, said I'd never not be on that stage again. I know you kind of competitive like Landon. You know, what about it? How you feel sitting right there in the front row where you can almost touch the stage and not be on it?
I felt so bad. I made eye contact with JC Rango while he was calling out names, and I'm like, I'm gonna be up there next time. That's gonna be me.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Dr. Arlene.
It figures my child would steal my thunder, but it's okay. It's all right. Mrs. Bean, my highlight was actually seeing Mrs. Bean at the event and being able to interact with her in person. That was my highlight of my weekend. Everything else was like icing on the cake. But Mrs. Bean was the cake herself. And I have to say, you know what, she's the queen who reigns, and now she makes it rain as well. So it's going to be exciting to watch her in action, since I haven't gotten to see her in full action. So I'm excited about that. I'm also humbled by how approachable you, JC, Mr. Navarro, Mr. Pacheco were. And because Sarah was kind of nervous in the environment because she's younger. And Mr. Navarro I said hello to him. He stopped and he said hello back. And then I told him about, you know, Sarah being nervous in the environment. And he took the time to encourage her. He paused everything, focused exclusively on her, and encouraged her in the environment. Mr. Pacheco did the exact same thing. I said hello, he stopped. I told him about how she was, you know, mixing and mingling, trying to get a mix and mingle, inform everyone in the room as practice. And he gave her advice on how to relax within the environment, how to be within the environment. Coming in with, what do you want to take away from the environment? So thank you, and Mrs. Bean, the queen who reigns, for putting us in this environment, putting us in this setting for us to win. And like Sarah said, one of the takeaways was that start and stop. And I feel like I have been that start and stop person and putting that consistency in. So thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Bean.
No problem. As soon as you said Mrs. Bean was my takeaway, she walked in the office to hear it as she was bringing me my coffee. So I don't know what y'all got going on and what kind of connection y'all got going on, but it's kind of crazy. So and then we'll wrap it up. Thomas, put a bow on it. 30 seconds. What you got? Good morning. By the way, oh, you blew your mic out. You so excited. Now come on.
All right. Thank you, Mr. B, for this opportunity. I thank you every day, bro. But my takeaway is, man, my wife wasn't gonna come to the event. My wife came to the event, and let me tell you, just like I was so happy to see Miss B there, to see my wife there, she turned to me and she said, "This is it." She said, "This is it." We've had our hands on some other stuff too along the way while we've been doing this. She said, "Thomas, this is it right here." And then last thing is Mr. Danny Pacino. Man, that guy, when he shared about his past and losing everything, he shared about his past and losing everything and then getting it back. It was awesome. We got to talk with his wife. We spent a little time with him and his wife, and it was just awesome to hear that story. And that's it. But having my wife there was a game changer. She's 100% on board. So that's it.
That's it, man. You know, think about it. That's your partner. That's your life partner. And that's the one that you will negotiate with the most and negotiate against the most. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you want her on your side. You want her to catch the vision. You know, and so even when we got started in the company, you know, Kim was getting ready. People don't know, like Kim was getting ready to open up her own, medical delivery company. And so, and I had my own situation where I was opening up my own company as well. And then when this fell on our lap, you know, we both put everything on pause because we understand that there's something out there bigger than us. There are things that are happening that we are not about understanding right now. But when it happens, you have to be like Bruce Lee say, like water. You got to be fluid. You got to be flexible. You got to be ready to, you know, really make a change on the spot, because that's what millionaires and billionaires do. Okay, millionaires and billionaires, that when they see something, they understand that that window is going to close at some point in time, and they prioritize by income opportunity, right? And so for me, we prioritize by legacy opportunity and impact opportunity. So, you know, us having the ultimate opportunity to go out there and help the masses and put people who don't want to recruit in a situation where they can make a six-figure annual or six-figure monthly income at any given time. So they choose, if they choose to, I'm like, there's not another platform out there in the world that I'd rather be on, because no other platform in the world gives me this ability to put a person in that position, whether they know it or not, just by seeing a presentation or not. That's not me. I'm gonna give them my best pitch, my best vision, my best conversation ever, and that's all I can do for them. And then after that, I pray for them. So I'm glad you guys are there. And y'all know those events are going to be run. They're going to be tight shipped. Ms. Bean's going to put her hands all over it. And we really are ready to rock and roll. Last but not least, I want to thank everybody who supported, everybody who was running around grabbing chairs. You know, we had Idris in there, we had Landon was in there grabbing chairs and tables. Kyrie, he grabbed so many tables, he started ducking and dodging Mrs. Bean. He was like, I can't even see me look. If she see me see her, she gonna tell me to grab something, right? And so he was like, hold on. Like,
reindeer technique. Don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact.
The mannequin challenge, like he's like, hold on, she might not see me. Hold on. But yeah, so but yeah, that was she's gonna make sure everything is run properly. But she really and truly, guys, appreciate, right? How our team members really just showed up and showed out. Like, people knew when they see me, they know I'm a bad dude. You know what I'm saying? I really am the bad dude. I'm the best at what I do. But they didn't know why I was so bad until they met my wife. Right. And so I had too many people come in. It was like to the point where I'm like, you know what? She could have came like to the next event or something, because I'm like, this is my time to shine. You got everybody focusing on you. You know what I mean? Can I have a moment? Because I had people come literally tell me, dude, you're not the reason. I found out the reason. I found out your secret power. All right. So, but no, I really, me, Mrs. Bean, you guys really put us in a position where a lot of people envy the things that we have going on in our business family. You guys showed up, and you guys did not, hesitate. You guys grabbed everything and moved everything, and from registration to grabbing tables to selling stuff. Like, she was just talking about coffee, and Brenda, and Angel, and Doc and Carla, and all you guys who were at, there just setting up, tearing down. We can't say enough, and thank you guys enough for that. And the company, I'm gonna be honest with you, the company recognized that. They really did. They talked about that yesterday when I had a CEO debrief, and I talked about all the things that we need to change and upgrade and evolve in the next event and going on in every event going forward. And chances are, guys, we're going to have 4 events a year, and basically every 3 months, something like that. You'll have 2 big events. We all obviously have our annual convention. Then we'll have our annual big, huge training that everybody in the company go to all of those. And then we'll have our 2 intermediate trainings. We'll have our mentor factory, which is skill set development and a little bit of leadership when it comes to sales. And it won't just be sales of solar, it'll be sales of everything. And then it'll have an exclusive leadership training where you have to be at a certain rank. And I'm going to be setting that rank this weekend and letting you guys know what that rank is going to be. But just know, rank up fast. Get to the highest rank you can get with overrides and solar and sales, and get to the highest rank you can get right now as a builder. Because I can promise you, you do not want to miss a leadership training that we're going to be throwing. You don't. Okay. And so with that being said, I want to now introduce you guys to a gentleman that I met, through my guy, Landon Taylor. And, this is a guy who really, got some phenomenal things done, and the system that he's put together is remarkable. And I'm extremely excited that you guys have access to it. And I've actually tinkered around with it, with Landon. He's allowed me to do some things where I know the leads are live. I know the leads work, and the people really are excited about getting information and finding out about solar. And those leads do convert. People do make a lot of money. And even in those companies, I told you, those systems where people are paying, $10,000 down and $2,500 a month without ad spend, but those people are making, 25,000 profit, $55,000 profit. So it's worth them investing that $10,000 down to $2,500 a month. You guys are getting the system for what he's about to give it to you for. But remember, this is also a limited situation. So do not take this moment for granted. So what I want to do is welcome Aria to the line and say, man, I appreciate you on your Saturday morning in Florida, where you can be out there enjoying that beautiful weather and getting a tan kind of like mine. But I appreciate you joining us, bro. And I'm gonna go ahead and yield the floor to you so you can kind of bless the people that woke up this morning to see you.
Yo, what's up, guys? How we doing?
Fantastic.
We good?
Everybody come off and say hello.
Let's hear some voices.
Hi, Ari.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah.
Morning,
Thank you for being with
Morning.
us. Thank you.
Welcome, Aria.
Good morning.
Welcome, Aria.
Morning.
Welcome to the family.
Morning.
Yeah,
Hashtag
Wow.
Manastic.
Aria, we run a tight ship here, bro. We don't interrupt anybody. Everybody be muted. We like, hey, you gotta tell people, hey, okay, it's cool.
Wow.
It's all good. That's how we roll around here.
That was really good. Well, guys, I appreciate it. Yeah, I wanted to come on here, introduce myself briefly. That's not too important, but just really show you what Landon and I have put together for you guys. I'm super excited to show you. Well, first off, my name is Arya. I own a solar marketing agency called Solar Marketing Pros. And so over the last 2-3 years, we've helped probably hundreds of solar sales reps, solar company owners, specifically just getting them more appointments. That's it. Funny story, 4 years ago, I was at a friend's house and we saw this guy driving a BMW M4. For you guys who know cars, it's a nice car. So I walk outside. I'm like, yo, and keep in mind, I'm 19 years old. So 4 years ago, I was very young. I didn't even have a license. So I go outside. I ask the kid because I'm so hyped. I'm like, oh my God, this would be a dream to have. What do you do? And he was like, I sell solar. You should come work with my company. And so that started the whole journey of me being in solar for the last 4 years. Eventually, I did the door-to-door, I did the cold calling, I did the emailing manually, I called all of my family, tried to sell my whole family solar. I was like the A to Z, what everybody's tried. Through the last 4 years, though, we've crafted and figured out a way to consistently close 10, 20, 30 deals a month, all remotely without having to leave the house. So the purpose of me being here is I wanted to show this to you guys. And, a couple months ago, our service, we charge $2,500, $4,000 or $5,000 a month for the same thing we're about to show you guys for free. But it is more so like I would do it for you. But Landon booked a call with me, and in full transparency, it's a sales call. It's like, hey, I'm about to sell you my service. And I asked Landon, he was showing me, he's like, yeah, man, I'm kind of trying this stuff myself. I want to see what you guys do, but I'm kind of already doing it right now. And I'm like, dude, why do you need to pay us then? Like, let's pull up your ad account, pull up your system. Let's see what you're doing. And I kind of did kind of a free consult, just kind of being like, hey, you know what? Let me just see what you're doing. Let's see if I can help you out at all. And ever since then, me and Landon have hopped on 2-3 calls every single week, just making his system better without charging him $1. And it's because I realized he cared and he put in the effort and he put in the work. Nobody has ever asked me, how do you do this? How can you help me learn this? And so Landon able pretty much through the time of us knowing each other, I think he's closed 5, 6, 7, 8 deals just from this system alone. And so I'm pretty sure, I think one of the deals were through you guys' company. It was through another company. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at now. Landon came to me. He's like, dude, this system, it's crushing. I need to give this to the team. I need to show them what this is. Help me so much. Like, how can we over deliver for this team? And so we came up with the idea of making a 100% limited free course going over absolutely everything I've ever known about marketing, about selling, about running paid advertising on Facebook, Instagram ads. Trust me, guys, I did not know how to use a computer 2 years ago. Like, I just want to preface by saying this. I did not know how to use a computer 2 years ago. I kid you not, a year ago, I learned how to copy paste. A year ago on a keyboard. I was doing the whole left click, you select the copy and the paste. I didn't know how to do it. I just knew how to run ads because it's that easy and it's that simple. It took maybe a couple days of somebody being on there with me, being like, hey, what's this button? Whereas after a couple days, you get used to it. It's easy. It's fun, you know? So, yeah, so we basically created a free group, and I want to share my screen if that's okay with you guys, show you what's actually in there, the purpose of it, the whole A to Z, what's included, what do you get. I want to preface this by saying 4 years ago, I would have dreamed to be in a BMW M4, even a car. My parents weren't even going to give me a car. That was the dream. To now 19, moving into a $3 million mansion a little bit south or north of Miami. So like, I don't say that to sound like, oh, you know, he's trying to flex, but like, it is very possible solar. You can make a lot of money through solar. So I'm gonna share my screen. I want to show you guys what's included in this. Really, really high level right before I do. You guys are all used to the door-to-door, the cold calling, the cold email, whatever you guys might do, the referrals, the friends and family, right? What we're doing here is we're running online paid ads. You guys know the ads you guys see on Facebook, on Instagram. We're creating those for homeowners to then click on our ads and submit their info regarding solar. Now, we have some unique parts to make more homeowners click on ads than others, right? But once someone clicks on your ad, they become a lead. A lead is considered a name, email, phone number. That's all they're giving us. So it's one thing to generate leads through ads, but the harder part is turning those leads into people in front of you, either a Zoom call, you're either in the home with the utility bill. Like, how do you get a name, email, phone number and turn them into a qualified appointment with the bill, into a closed deal that installs that actually gets you guys paid? So, Sam, if it's cool with you, I can share my screen, give them walkthrough of the school group.
I gave you that.
Just so you guys.
There you go.
Perfect. Can you guys all see my screen okay?
Yes,
you could
sir.
just drop it in the chat if you can. Okay, perfect. Cool. So this is pretty much everything. Now, this is specifically made for you guys. I just want you guys to know, like, we spent all this time specifically for you guys. We are going to start charging a couple $100 a month for this, but right now it's 100% free. As long as you join, you're grandfathered in for it to be free forever. You're never going to have to pay $1 for this information. So in this course, it's everything to learn regarding Facebook ads. Now, I know how it is being in sales. You guys don't want to be on a computer for 25 hours watching a course. Nobody does. So I purposely refilmed all these videos to its most simple form. We even had a test run of almost 90 people, just making sure that they understand everything, just so you guys can spend as little time as possible going into here and learning the A to Z about generating leads online. So first, we got Facebook ads. Facebook ads, how do you generate leads, the ad accounts, the targeting, all the stuff that might sound confusing. You can learn it all A to Z in under 20 minutes. Then, I don't know if you guys are familiar with what a CRM is, but a customer relationship management tool. I'm sure you guys have texted people, you guys have booked your own appointments, but where did those old appointments go? Probably to the bottom of your messages, right? To the bottom of your email list, to the bottom of your call log. So a CRM helps you store every single lead. So even in a couple months, when those homeowners are ready to go solar, they go with you because you have them top of mind. You didn't forget about them. right? So that's going to be everything with the CRM. Go high level. We even have a free account to build in here. You can have your own personal calendar. You send people a link, they'll book onto your calendar for you. So like all of this stuff, you can kind of see how it works. Now, for you guys who want to build a call center, meaning you guys want to cold call, you want to hire somebody to cold call for you, you buy some aged leads, some homeowner data, you want a system rolling in place while you spend time closing. You could have a full-time guy in Mexico cold calling for you, setting you 1 to 3 appointments a day for about $1,000 a month. Or you can just do it for free and do it yourself and set your own 1 to 3 appointments a day just by doing this. And we've dropped the scripts, the vendors to buy leads from. We've dropped pretty much everything in here. As well as for some people that are just getting into this, how do we close deals for free? How do we close deals without literally spending $1, but spending some of your time? And we do that by finding affiliates. Imagine going to roofers, right? Cold calling roofers and saying, hey, you guys do roofs, right? Awesome. Well, I do solar. I'm sure you're going to have a bunch of people that want to go solar, and I'm going to have a bunch of people that need a new roof. We should partner up, right? And just those roofing companies will send you over free leads and free appointments as long as you kick them back $500 an install, $1,000 an install, and you just get free deals. You get 10 affiliates a month. Those guys stack up. You know what I mean? So you don't have to have money to get into this. As far as ads go, start off with $30 a day. Don't eat out. Get some ground beef, cook at home, spend $30 a day on ad spend through Facebook, generate some leads, get some appointments. I know, Landon, how much money were you spending on ads for you to get your first appointment?
Before you or after you?
Let's say before and after.
Before, when I was just trying it out myself, didn't have much guidance, I was probably
Landon,
spending.
your mic is muffled a little bit. I don't know. It's yeah.
Is that better?
No.
No. Hold on. Let me change.
No, I actually went away a little further away. Let's see. Go back to where you were first. Undo what you just did. Undo what you just did, and see we can make a correction from there again.
How about now? Better.
A little bit better. A little bit better.
Better.
Yeah, I can hear you. We can hear you. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So before I started getting guidance, it was probably $50 a day. And then I was able to, work with Aria, scale it to about 80. And when we say 80 a day, it doesn't mean you have to do it continuously, right? You set it towards your budget, or 30 towards your budget. And I was able to get, I think, you flashed up quickly, the last lead that I got for build, I actually spent about $9, a little under $10 for that lead. And it turned into an actual install. They got installed with build last week. So there's not a lot of money that has to go into it for these leads. So we show, like you said, we show you exactly what to do A to Z. And you have Aria support, my support. I appreciate you, Mr. Bean, for bestowing on me that right and that privilege.
Yeah. So as you can see, we put a lot of work, a lot of effort. Everything I've personally learned over the last 4 years, being in solar, selling solar, going door to door, the best scripts. How do you get people to sit down with you? How do you get the utility bill? How do you close somebody you've never even met in person? Sounds crazy, right? I thought it was the craziest thing in the world to close somebody over a Zoom call. Thought it was impossible. Now we close $2,500, $4,000 deals a couple times a day, every single day. Through solar sales reps is what I'm saying for me. So like whatever limiting belief you might have about doing this online without even them knowing you for more than an hour, they're signing docs for a $50,000 system. Like I'm telling you, it's possible. Especially being with such an established company as you guys are at, it's only going to help. That brand, that logo, these team calls, it only helps. So lastly, just to tap on this real quick, in this course, there's a community. Anytime you guys have a question, anytime you guys are like, hey, I found something that's working, let's share it with the team, there's going to be a whole community and basically a chat for you guys to come into here, ask your questions. I'm personally going to be answering questions. I'm sure Sam is going to be answering questions. Landon's going to be answering questions of absolutely anything you guys have. We're even going to have weekly calls. We haven't 100% figured out the schedule yet, but we're going to have weekly calls just making sure that your ads questions are figured out. Go high level, the CRMs, just pretty much everything in general that you guys need to make sure that we close some deals. Now, again, just to preface this one last time, full transparency, we charge people $2,500 a month, $4,000 a month, $5,000 a month for literally the exact same thing, where we just do it for you. So I would really take the opportunity to just learn this. Once you know how to learn the skill of advertising, you will never go broke. I promise. Absolutely promise. You learn how to advertise, you are now an asset to every company. People are going to try to steal you away from Sam. I'm not kidding. It's happened to me. I get offered people to buy me out. They're like, how much for you to come to our company? And I tell them, you can't afford it. You can't. Doesn't matter how big you are, because I know I'm going to run it up, you know? So like, I'm telling you, when you know how to run ads, you can run ads to solar, you can run ads to insurance, it's lead generation. You can do it for anything. You can run ads to hire people, you can run ads to hire people to cold call for you. You can do absolutely anything you want. You just be creative with it. And it really doesn't cost that much. And so yeah, I hope this will be helpful for you guys. You'll be able to contact me directly in here. I know we have time for Q&A if you guys have any questions at all. But is it cool if we drop this link in the chat for everybody to join up? Right now, again, it is free. It's absolutely free, but I'm telling you, it will cost money.
No, send me the link because we got a plan for. I want to make sure there's a value on it.
Okay.
For it. So, because everybody in here at some point in time, they will qualify for it because they have to be on the builders pack, you know, to make sure they get it. So, but I appreciate that part. Now, if you guys have any questions, well, first of all, Landon, before we open it up for questions, do you have anything you want to add or anything that you would like to ask Aria that you think the people would want to know about the lead gen system?
Yeah. So again, Aria, man, I really do appreciate you. And just to let everyone know, Aria was not an easy sale to do this. All right. He is, like he said, he is contacted by hundreds in the industry. So, you know, we don't take this lightly. When I got him, I had to get Mr. Bean on the phone with him. And, you know, the VP had to, you know, told him about the vision, and here we are. So I appreciate you both just for, you know, connecting and seeing that vision together. So let's go with, let me have a high level question for you, Aria. You know, I think a lot of team members are new to that. What does high level look like? You know, is it something that, you know, that they get for free? You know, how does that work?
Yeah, so high level itself, it kind of depends, Landon, because of obviously what we talked about. You guys could just give them the accounts, or they could have it individually. So Go High Level itself is a CRM, and I believe it's maybe $100 a month. Could potentially be free for you guys, but right now it's about $100 a month to have your own account. If you want, I could show you the inside of what a real like Go High Level account looks like. Here, let's pull that up for you guys. Yeah, that'll be super helpful. Just to give you a quick idea why we're willing to pay even $100 a month for a software. It's like, that's kind of crazy, but here, let me show you. I'll show you test account. Okay, perfect. Here. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. There we go. So this is Go High Level. This is what it looks like. I really, really don't want to confuse you guys. It looks like there's a lot to it. There's really not. I'll oversimplify this in less than 60 seconds. You guys see all these options here on the left? 90% of them are useless. Don't look at all of them. It can be confusing. It's like, oh my gosh, there's a lot. It's not. You only want to look at these four: conversations, calendars, contacts, opportunities. That's the most important part of the software. So conversations, It's literally just like iMessage in your phone, but specifically for leads. So what Go High Level allows you to do is separate your personal life from your business life. So right now you guys might be contacting your appointments through your personal cell phone. We want to bring that onto a business cell phone. We don't want to have to buy a whole new phone. So you can buy a phone number in Go High Level for like $2. So now you can have a separate phone number for just contacting people who want to go solar. So you can see just like iMessage in your phone, you got their contact info to the right. You see all the messages to the left. You can see the chat in the middle, SMS, WhatsApp, email, all through this one place. So next is calendars. So I know a lot of you guys probably use your Google Calendar for meetings and stuff. This syncs directly to your Google Calendar. So people, for your sales appointments, they can book onto your calendar. They will actually even be sent automated text message reminders. Imagine every time you set an appointment up for, with a homeowner, they get texted 12 hours before, 3 hours before, 1 hour before. Hey, name, really excited to speak with you. If you have any questions, you can reach back to me here. Boom, send. Text reminders, email reminders. This is all already like done on the high level set. Like the account you guys get already has this stuff. So you're not going to have to go building stuff. Contacts, again, just like contacts in your phone. And then opportunities. This one's really huge. Every time you set up an appointment, you want to know what happened to that appointment. Like, where did it go? I remember I talked to this guy, this homeowner, he lives in this state, but I forgot where he went. Like, whatever happened with him? Where did we leave off? So every time you book an appointment, a little tab pops up. So every time that you set it, it goes to appointment booked. But when you drag and drop it, you can remind yourself, oh, this guy no-showed me. I got to follow up with that guy, right? Or, hey, he showed up and I sold it. Or they showed up and I didn't sell it. Or they were unqualified, or they were uninterested, all through like a simple drag and drop system. So there's a million reasons why you need to have Go High Level. It's mandatory. Those companies that you call and then you get automated text saying, hey, sorry, you couldn't reach us. That's all Go High Level. That's like all the biggest companies are using CRMs like this. So it just makes you look more professional. It just helps with the close. And that's all we're going for. So hopefully that helps with Go High Level. And there's a whole Go High Level course in the course we're talking about. Just covering this stuff. So
that's good stuff. And just to kind of let you guys know, yeah, and like you said, we've been working on some things where we were able to get this, like I said, this introductory month when it comes to CRMs off the books for free. September. That's why I said right now, guys, get acclimated to what's going on, get your ad spend going, and find out what budget fits you and go to work. Because right now, this month and the month of September, you have no CRM. Next month and the month of October, you will, because again, the systems don't function for free. Okay, and so I want to make sure you guys understand that. Take full advantage of what you have your hands on in this group, and make sure you do the best of it. So, guys, open up your microphones, and I know we have questions, and so I want to make sure we get some questions asked, with Ari while he's here.
Yeah. Hey, Ari, this is Philip. Yeah, I actually looked at High Level. I was looking at it since we had a training a few weeks ago with James, and he actually introduced this to us. And I actually been looking at it since yesterday, actually. And you answered a lot of the questions. I used a CRM tool before like this, but it wasn't this advanced. And I'm very happy. I appreciate you and Landon for giving us this opportunity. Basically, as far as like the phone numbers go, so I know it's got the $97 plan, and I know they have the $297 plan, which is high up for higher businesses like enterprise. So I'm assuming that obviously if it's a free, are we going to have, it's going to be like $297. We're going to have full access to use multiple websites. If a client wants to, I don't think we ever had to do this, but if they want us to, to say, I like this website, the CRM, can we sell it to them? But that we're going to have access to all that, like websites and things like that as well, or?
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, the $300 a month Go High Level, that's for like agencies who you want to make different accounts for. For you guys, you just need the $100 a month, and you can build your own website on Go High Level. You can build your own website. People submit their info on the website. It'll save as a contact in Go High Level. So yeah, you'll be able to do the whole A to Z, and you guys are getting a free snapshot, which basically means we already created you guys a free account with all the automated text, all of the update, the opportunities, the calendars. It's all already done. So you guys just get in there, start using it. And yeah, but you'll have access to, I mean, I've never had a homeowner when I'm trying to sell them solar ask me for a website, but if you get it, you could just hit me up and we'll make it happen.
And one more question: the phone numbers, because I know a lot of us use our personal cell phone numbers. So, which I kind of was missing that from the other software that I had. But so we can buy. So let's just say I got Age leads that I bought from this solar company. He went out of business. He pretty much put them on for $1 a lead, and I got some in California, some in North Carolina, some in different areas. And I've been calling them myself. I've pretty much finished the list, and I buy some more from them when I'm done with that list. So as far as the phone numbers go, when I buy the phone number, is it going to be like one for North Carolina, one for this, or it's going to be one business line when we buy phone numbers for our homeowners and builders, things like that?
So yeah, you can buy as many phone numbers as you want. I think they're like $1 a month or something. You could buy as many as you want, but what I will say about lead lists, go through your list 10 times before you go to another one. I would just keep that in mind. Some people go through it one time and it's like, 90% of people didn't answer. So for us, we used to do aged leads. People would pay us, $5,000. We'd go buy some leads. I'd have my in-house guys, I'm already paying their payroll. We would just dial for them, set them, 10, 15, 20 appointments. But we'd run through that same list 10 times, 15 times. Just because we're calling in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, we're going to catch people like the second that they're ready to go. Also, if you really want to be advanced, Go High Level has a dialer, which means you click dials the next person, so you can call people really, really fast, as opposed to click in contacts or on your phone, click on their name, dial, wait for the next person, click on it, call them. Like that takes a long time. So with Go High Level, they have like a dialer system that it's all in the course. So you'll see everything. But to answer your question, you can buy one phone number, you can buy 5, and you could set them up and call from each one.
Will one number be good enough? Basically, what you think?
Yeah, it's good enough. Yeah. So in Go High Level, you can buy a toll-free number, it's like the 844s, or you can buy a local phone number, which is an 818 phone number, a 706, like a local area code. You want to have both. Toll-free phone number takes 1 day to verify. Thumbs up. And then the local phone number, that can take 6 days to verify. Because Go High Level wants to make sure, hey, you're a real company, you're a real person. We don't want anybody to just buy phone numbers and start scamming people. So they want to make sure that you're a legitimate business. So I would recommend always having both, just in case.
It'll be local for North Carolina and California, like it'll be local to when the number you buy, transfer to their number in that area. It'll change over and they'll know you're calling. It'll look like
you have to set it up, but you can do it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Got it. Thanks.
Yeah. Of course.
Good question. And but also great answer, because guys, what you I don't want you guys to lose in translation is this is not add water and mix. There's some work involved. And like I said, when you talk about a list, he's just telling you guys what they used to do and how they would literally, like, you were getting ready to discard the list or move on from the list and go buy another list when you really didn't work the first one. You went through the first one, right? And so again, this is professionals. This is how professionals behave, guys. They are on purpose. They don't miss a moment. They go through those things, understanding that everybody's not going to be available. But that muscle, you got to put a little bit of elbow grease in this thing and get in the trenches and get dirty with it. Right? But appreciate the question. Next question.
I have questions about basically two questions. One, importing and exporting contacts that you already have, and how efficient is that within the system? And then 2, syncing across your multiple platforms like Calendly, like syncing your Zoom with the different calendars so that you create more efficiencies.
Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
It's one button to import contacts, one button to export contacts. And then if you go into settings and then you go into integrations, again, one button to connect your Google Calendar, one button to connect your Facebook and Instagram, one button to integrate Slack if you guys use Slack, QuickBooks if you want to keep track of all the numbers. So I hope that answers it. It's really straightforward. And also it's all the course again. So it goes over everything.
Good deal. Good questions. Good deal. I mean, like I said, the good thing about it is, like I said, the questions that you guys are answering, understand that they're already, but I want you to ask the questions. So that's what he gets to say. It's in the training.
It's in the training. We spent some time on it.
It's like ragu. It's in there. All right. So next question.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Mr. Bean, I have one quick question.
Sure.
How many hours should I devote to going through the training and then start applying it?
So what I would say, so just to be honest with you guys, the whole course is under an hour. So like we really like push this down as little as possible. I would go through it when you guys have time. If you guys already have a method of getting appointments, don't take off time going door to door or doing the cold calling. Once you're done with your daily inputs of like, okay, I did what I had to do today, then go in the course, then go on to go high level, play around with it, just get comfortable with it. Because at first it can be kind of overwhelming. So you could spend a couple days easily just going into it, like just clicking on every single possible place you can even access in there. So the next time you jump back on the next day, it's like, oh, this is easy. This is light work, right? Then you learn ads is the same thing. Obviously, I had a mentor and I paid him, I think 10,000 or something for like coaching, just like, hey, how do I do this stuff? And I saw people going from $0 to $150,000 a month, $0 to $250,000 a month, $0 to $100K a month. And I wasn't doing it. And I'm like, what separates me from them? And he told me speed to implementation. It's one thing to watch the videos, but it's another thing to open up that ad account when you're super uncomfortable, when nobody's next to you. It's 10 p.m. at nighttime and you're sitting there thinking like you're dumb. You're like, what is all this stuff? And you're just trying to figure it out. And like in those moments is when you take the step forward. It's like, it's so confusing because it was for me. I didn't know how to use a computer 2 years ago. So it's really confusing trying to figure out ads. But what I will say is like, as fast as you can go from video to let's just, quite frankly, throw shit at a wall, see what sticks. Like that mentality of just, hey, how can we just implement this super quick? That's going to take you farther than anything else I could say.
Speed implementation. Yeah. And getting familiar with the system, guys. Like I said, you definitely, it's kind of like when you get it from America, you go over to a country like Africa where the steering wheel's on the other side of the car, right? You don't know how to drive that car, in that environment, and it's confusing. And so you have to unlearn some things and then have to relearn some things. And next thing you know, you get comfortable, but you don't drive on the road, you drive in the parking lot. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, off hours, off script, you want to practice. Hold on, let me see here. Yeah, you just want to make sure you get, like I said, get familiar with it, but don't take all day with it. If you have any questions, that's why we have Landon, again, project manager on deck, and we'll, like I said, in the group, you'll be able to ask questions as well, to make sure you get those questions answered. But yeah, you definitely want to get familiar with it and kind of mess with it a little bit. All right, Carla.
Good morning. So what if you already have a Google Voice number that you use for things other than personal? How does that link with this, or do you recommend setting up the number that you recommended on the system? Thank you so much for allowing me to ask.
Oh, of course. You guys can let me know if you hear anything in the background, but yeah, so I know and go high level, full transparency, it might just be easier to switch over. It depends, like if you have like 1,000 people who know your phone number, that's one thing. But if you have like 26 people that are like, that use that phone, it's like you could just get a new one. But what I do know is you can buy a phone number and then every time they call your Google Voice number, it'll go into the CRM and really be texting your number. So there's ways you can figure it out. YouTube is your best friend when it comes to this stuff, right? Like YouTube, Google, you have like a quick question like that, drop it in the, in the group that you're about to be in. But also YouTube is your best friend. There's a lot of people that go over stuff like that. How do I integrate this? That's more of like a technical thing, but you can figure it out is all I'll say.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. So let's see here. Now, Idris, from some of our resident experts, we have got some of our solar pros. You guys have been around the industry as well. For what you've seen other people use, to what you've seen today, how do you rate the opportunity? Just from a value perspective, and if you have any questions for Aria as well, that'd be great as well from a expert position.
Yeah, no, absolutely. From what we've seen today, I remember going over this with Landon about 2 weeks ago or so. And it just simplifies the process. A lot of what I've seen today, and also when we went over it 2 weeks ago, it's literally everything I had to create from scratch, right? Which takes a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of figuring out. This simplifies the process, allows you to be digital, allows you to be online and on purpose. And it kind of streamlines the process. But what Mr. Bean mentioned as well, once again, there is some work that goes into it. So it's not just like, as he said, add water and stir it up. And, you have to put your work into it as well. And that's what I love as we're learning the skills of how to talk to people, but we're having a process of how to connect with people and how to get in front of people. It's kind of like a match made in heaven. So yeah, absolutely amazing. I can't wait to jump into it and actually really kind of like put it to the test. And rev this thing up and get this boat on the road. You know what I mean? Get the show on the road. So yeah, absolutely amazing. A lot of the questions that I had, I know Mr. Phillip actually asked, as far as like the numbers and basically, having different numbers in different states. As we call different states around the country, and as we are, trying to book deals and things of that nature, it makes sense to have different numbers so you can reach out to clients locally in that state so they know exactly that you're a local person, and you're not someone from New York calling someone from California, because that'll literally take you away from the situation, or they may not even answer or reply back. So that definitely helps a lot to know. And just knowing that a number is a number, that's incredible. In the past, we used to spend about $20, $30, $40. I used to have about 5 different phones trying to call 5 different markets. Phone bill, $500, $600, $700 a month, so knowing this, it's a huge game changer. And like I said, I just can't wait to jump in and rock and roll with it.
Yeah, that's good stuff. That's real good stuff. And I actually myself personally, I operated on a dollar. I remember when I was doing collections for American Express and recovery for American Express back in the day, we went from manual dial up to and calling all of our black card members and optical card members from American Express to the dollar. Boom, I'm talking about efficiently, effectively. You're not sitting there thinking about nothing. That phone is going to dial, and you better be ready. And so it puts you in a go mode, and it keeps you hunting, so you don't take off until you actually pause the system. So I love that. That's going to be hot. That's going to be hot. Let's see here.
And Mr. Bean, can I say one more thing? Because you actually mentioned this and it stood out a lot. The fact that, Aria, you mentioned that the callers actually called through the list 3 or 4 times. This has been something I've been trying to get people to understand for a while. When you get a list, no matter how much you invest in it, $100, $1,000, it doesn't matter. Can't go through the list once and think that you went through the list, right? Literally, when you go through that list one time, as Aria mentioned, literally almost 99% of those people haven't even been contacted yet, right? So the fact that they go through the list in the mornings and noons and the evenings multiple times, that's once again another game changer. And if we keep that same mindset as we make calls to our follow-ups, referrals, and things of that nature, you want to take the same principles that they already have in place and use them to your same business as well.
Yeah, that's what's up. And then anything you want to add on here, Landon, or anything that you want to add on as well, Aria, before we get off?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll jump in real quick. Let me jump in with Idris because I want to give some context to that. So I wanted to make sure before we brought this to the team, I got the blessing of Mr. Bean, worked with Aria, and then B, I wanted Idris to kind of take a look at it to see if this passed a smell test of someone who was a solar pro in this company. So we spent about an hour, I believe, Idris. We spent about an hour, and we went through my individual workflow, which you will get once you get the system. You get the automations where once you get your phone number, the system, and this is what Mr. Bean went through, the system will actually text people, try to get the bill on your behalf. It's AI automated. We've built this for you. So Idris was able to take a look at the questions that we were able to do, and he gave the thumbs up on it. So I'm excited that, we not only have the thumbs up from leadership, but also people who are actually solo pros closing deals on that. And the last thing I'll say is this. I think I saw a question of someone asking, is this transferable? And Aria pretty much mentioned this. But the beautiful thing about this, ladies and gentlemen, is that you get to own your data. So once you get a list, and Mr. Bean has it on his shirt, Perpetual Residual Income King. We're all perpetual residual income kings and queens here, and I'm gonna tell you why. You have the opportunity to own your data. Once your data is in the CRM, you can load up a new workflow, and it will now reach out to those same people that you reached out to about solar, who may have said no about solar, but like Mr. Bean said, someone turned down solar, but they say yes to water. They say yes to home security. So you can create that same environment within your Go High Level system. So once you own your data, it is yours, and you can make money on anything that the company now sells. You can now send it to that same customer. So I appreciate everyone. I'm excited to be a part of this journey with you all, and let's take it to the top. Thanks again, Mr. B.
Okay, I got a couple questions. I wonder, y'all must have felt that we was about to shut it down. All right. Okay, so I got. Let me stretch this thing. I got Anthony, Alex, first.
Hey Sam, thank you guys. Good morning. The last couple of weeks, I'm gonna ask my questions shortly. In the last couple of weeks, I've been calling around different companies, trying to get an idea of what it would cost to get online advertising. And the same thing Aria talked about, I was able to get briefed on, not with his company, but several other major marketing companies online. What they were offering as far as the cost to do this was astronomical. I'll put it this way: one company told me $60,000 a year, $5,000 a month, all right, $3,000 in ad spend, and $2,000 in maintenance just to run the ads for me. Just to give you a perspective of what we're talking about. Just to learn what we're going to have access to here is pretty incredible. My one question is: once we learn this course, Aria and Landon, any one of us now, once we learn the idea about marketing some of these ads, we can actually post these ads on different platforms and just pay the ad spend, correct, to get our own customers.
Yeah, so I mean, ads are universal. You can run ads to the water stuff you're talking about, to roofs, to HVAC, you can just run ads to anything. Like once you have the skill, you guys are good to go. You can create your own Go High Level account because now you know how it works. You can change up all the automations to be a roofing high level account. Whatever you guys might want to do. So yeah, as long as you guys cover your own ad spend, there's no like hidden costs in what we're doing. We're just trying to show you how to do it to get some more deals in.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Of course.
All right, Brenda.
Last couple of weeks.
Quick question. Aria, you had mentioned something about getting an assistant and stuff like that. For me, that's very important. The system that we're gonna see, does it give us that option, or how can I get a hold of somebody who can help me? Because I'm an auto broker too, and I think that will help me a lot too, so that I can spend more time, with this business. I really need an assistant, so I wanted to know more about that part.
Great question. Super glad you asked this. In the actual course, we show you how to recruit virtual assistants for you and your team. Now, depending on what you want them to do is depending on how much you pay them. So in Mexico, you can get some guys that were literally born in the US, but just want to live in Mexico because it's cheaper. It's like paradise there, and like some of the tourist spots, right? So they charge $5 to $6 an hour, US accents, and they're bilingual, and they will cold call for you, A to Z all day long. They'll do 250 dials on your behalf. You give them a script, you jump on with them a couple times a week, you train them up, make sure they're good to go. You feed them a list, give them go high level access, boom, you just have some automated system running for you. Now, if you just want someone for busy work, emails, paperwork, whatever the case may be, that's not literally like trying to get you more sales, you go to the Philippines, right? The accent is a lot thicker. So you probably shouldn't put them on the phones with trying to sell people, but they can do all your busy work, and that's $3 an hour. And for me, it was a trip because I'm like, $3 an hour, like this is slavery. Like, what are we doing, you know? But for them, if you look at the currencies and how they operate, they get the chance to work from home and they make above average pay. So great for them. And you can do some cool incentives, right? Every closed deal that we get, I'm going to send you $300. And for them, it's like, oh my God, that's like my month, you know? So it's a whole course on how do you find these people? How do you interview them? How do you pay them? Someone in a different state, like how does that country, how does that work? So it's literally all in there.
Thank you. And just one more question on the scripts. Is there something in there that we can use as a script? Being new to the industry of solar, on how they can reach out and stuff like that. Most of my clients are Hispanic, so I'm really, when you said they're in Mexico, that's awesome because I need a bilingual, and that's where I'm stuck at, especially because it gives me more time. But is there a script that you will give us so that they can like go over, or
like a script for them to cold call people with?
Yes.
Yeah, it's all in there.
Okay, awesome. So excited.
Awesome. Me too. All right, help me work on my Spanish. All right, Laura.
Well, first of all, thank you, Aria, for this awesome system. Landon, thank you for, being the bridge to bring this to us. And Mr. Bean, as always, thank you for bringing us stuff that can help us win. But my question is this, to be clear, we're going to have access to the system to learn it and become oriented to it for the month of September. And then after that, we'll be expected to pay for it. And then, so there was I was a little unclear about, there's a system for $100 a month, $97 a month, or something like that. And then you were speaking about Aria, something like $30 a day, $50 a day. So if you could just clarify that for me so I could understand what that's all about. But I'm excited.
100%. Yeah. So there's the only like real cost that goes into this stuff is three things. Now you don't have to pay for all three things, but like I'll just walk you through them. So there's ad spend. So when you run ads, it costs money. It costs money to push your videos or images to certain people that own their home, right? There's ad spend. Ad spend, we will spend $300 a day, but starting off, you guys can spend $20 a day, $30 a day, play around with it. Just get your hands dirty, just figure it out. And what's nice about ad spend is it doesn't have to be what Landon said, consistent every single day. You don't think $30 a day is $900 a month. You can do $30 a day for 2 days. You pause it, you make changes, and then you relaunch it, right? It's not like it's this $900 commitment, this $3,000 commitment. It's like, no, something doesn't work within a day. You turn it off, you change it, you try something else. Next is going to be the actual CRM, high level. So it kind of depends. We're still like, it could be free, could be $100 a month. I would just set the expectation that the CRM is $100 a month. You guys might get blessed. I don't know. We might figure something else out, but for the time being, it's $100 a month, $97. And then the third thing is, if you guys want to start doing outbound phone calls, or you guys want to cold call people, you got to buy a list. This is from any lender or vendor online who sells aged leads. Homeowner data can be like 30 cents a lead. An aged lead can be like $1 a lead. So it's like someone who's interested in solar is going to be a little bit more expensive, or you can just call homeowners. That can be like 3 cents, 5 cents, 10 cents per contact. With the aged lead, someone who's like really interested within the last 30 days, that's going to cost you more. And it all evens out. So you're going to have to call a lot more homeowners. You're going to have to make a lot less calls to aged leads. So that part's up to you. Those are like all the costs included though.
All right.
Thank you. That's clarifying.
Okay, good
Of
deal.
course.
All right. So we don't have any other raised hands. Coffee, I know you was doing some things. You sure you don't have anything you want to ask? Because you was the one that was like, hey, when y'all gonna do the call? So we got the call. You got any questions? You good?
I was teaching Bible study, sorry.
All right.
But I was listening the whole time. I do have some questions, but I know you don't want us to be on here all day, Coach.
No problem. Well, yeah, like I said, if you have any questions that that are very, very important that really need to be asked, ask them right now because you're probably not the only person that's got it. And then we'll
Um,
after
so
you.
when Yes, sir. So when we're doing the importing, I have a lead list that's like 20,000 people. When we're doing the importing, are we able to just dump all of that information into that system, and then whoever's going to be doing our calling and things of that nature, they're just able to funnel through those people? How do we get through those? I have the names, the emails, the addresses, phone numbers, all that kind of stuff. So how do we funnel through that through the system?
Yeah, so there's basically like one button that's like import export leads. So
Mhm.
you do that, you upload, the list of people, and then you can have your caller like go through them, like dial, no answer, dial, book an appointment, dial. So they'll just manually go through it. But yeah, I hope that answers that.
So they'll be using that system directly to do the dialing and everything through that one, and we don't have to
Yeah, so
we don't have to purchase a dialer or anything.
yeah, no, you guys don't have to get a dial. I mean, honestly though, so just to give you guys like a high level idea of like what Go High Level is, it's like decent at everything. Automations, calendars, dialer, like it's pretty decent at everything. If you want to spend $500,000 a month on really high-end dialers that you can call 10, 20 people at once, you can do that too. But this is just the most like effective, efficient, all-in-one version. But you can also go to the specialist dialers. You can use Calendly, right? You can do all these other softwares. It just makes it
Mhm.
confusing, especially when it's like a one-man show at first. I still use Go High Level because I love it. So
Okay.
uh, what Go High Level cannot do is dial 5 people at once, 10 people at once. It's still going to be one to one, but I have some other dialers that we can throw into the group. They cost like $200 a month, but you call 5, 10 people at once, and then it just goes to the how a dialer works. But yeah.
Okay. So with the information in that system, do you provide group training outside of that, or how does that work? Because some people don't learn by videos. It's hard for them to process the information if it's not being taught like in real time. Do you offer a service like that or no?
I don't, but if there's like a demand for it and like people really feel like they like the course isn't enough, then we can always figure something out. But we will be having like a weekly call for people to be
Oh,
able to
okay.
jump onto. The time is not like for certain yet, but at least once a week, once every 2 weeks, we'll be able to jump on there, answer questions if you guys get stuck. And you guys are also able to direct message me on school, which is a platform we have the community and course on. So yeah, that should be good. Honestly though, as long as you guys go through that, I think you'll have a really good understanding. Watch the same video 3 times. They're only going to be like 5 minutes. So but if you guys have crazy questions that aren't in there, then the group calls will do.
Awesome. Coach, when are we gonna be able to get access to it? Are we waiting or?
No, we're gonna be going live right away. But matter of fact, I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna put a button on that as soon as I release Aria from the
Oh,
call.
yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
so I appreciate you. Real quick, we still have Idris and MJ Howard, but before they do that, I also have a question for somebody who likes the CRM that they have. Basically, they can still run the whole entire system if they want through their own CRM. If they have a CRM already, correct?
Yeah, if you guys have CRM, you guys like, HubStaff, whatever the case may be, you can still integrate everything. It's just all CRMs are super universal. There's messages, there's calendars, there's opportunities. So you'll be able to kind of eyeball it and kind of know how to use it, but you can still connect your Google Calendar, still import the leads, still book it's all the same. Go High
Awesome.
Level is just our favorite.
Awesome. So we'll take one from MJ Howard, then we'll put a button on it with Idris. MJ Howard, you got your hand up? Going once? Going twice? Going Idris.
Awesome. So Ari, just real quick, I know you said you have people who actually make calls for you that you hire out and things of that nature. So are we able to basically give specific scripts for very specific situations? So if we have homeowners that say a long list of 1,000 homeowners who all fail credit, can we add specific lists to reach out to those specific clients in a very specific way?
Yeah, so when you import a list, there's a section in contacts where it's like all contacts and then just people from this list, just people from this list, just people. So if you're calling people about credit because you want to do credit repair, you call that list. So you can do that all within one account for sure. But what I would recommend is sometimes it can get a little confusing when you have multiple industries within one account, because then it's like so unless you have like parentheses solar or parentheses credit repair, I would just try to be careful having too many things in there. But yeah, you can have separate lists for sure.
Got it. And yeah, these are definitely still for solar. These are people who go solar before in the past, but may have had like, bad
Yeah.
credit. Yeah. So absolutely. That's awesome. Perfect.
As far as scripts go, this is your employee now, so you do whatever you want. You give them all the scripts. One thing I would like that I've learned with hiring though, I know for probably some of you, you have not hired somebody, just like every other person ever. Their performance is your fault as long as their effort is there. Really hard pill to swallow, really hard, but their performance is your fault as long as they're showing up. So if they don't know how to do something, it's because you didn't prepare them. And like as long as you can like really internalize that and you keep extreme accountability and consider absolutely everything your fault, you will never be upset with anybody because you know that they just didn't know any better. It's like a child. You can't expect them to know anything. It's like they've never done this before. They're just going through the ropes. And your training either worked or didn't work. So I would also keep that in mind for sure.
Awesome. Well, Aria, we got Brenda. Oh, that was okay. So Brenda, you're the last one since MJ didn't do it. Go ahead, and then we'll wrap up.
Thank you, sir. Just a quick question that I forgot to ask you. On the system itself, I know everything's in English. Do you guys have it in Spanish too? Because I do have Spanish speaking, they lean more on Spanish. So I wanted to know if that's going to be offered in Spanish or no, just English.
Just English. Yeah, unfortunately. I don't know Spanish. If I did, I'd make the whole thing again. I swear.
No worries.
Okay, so Aria, no man, I appreciate everything. I appreciate your time. I think you've blessed the people with not just your generosity but also your genius. And definitely, as you and I and Landon has discussed, we're about to do some big things and put this thing into play. And I appreciate it. Look forward to the subsequent trainings and things and calls that you got coming up, and also leaning on you for your wisdom and to help grow the group and their resumes and everything else as well. So appreciate you. Turn you back over to your evening, guys. Until your day, guys. Come off and really celebrate and appreciate him for what he's doing for you guys and what he's done already. So let him know we appreciate him.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ariel.
Super
Thank
grateful.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Bunch
Thank
it.
you very much.
Appreciate
Thank
you.
you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ari.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
This was so powerful.
I'm talking about.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Yes,
Wow.
let's go.
Let's go.
This is crazy. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
And tag Manassa.
There you go.
Yes.
So now, guys, and thank you again, Aria. We'll talk soon. And so, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. But before we do, just want to give you guys a reminder on a couple things real quick. We are going to get with each and every last one of you. The group, the Builders VIP Lounge. We're going to be opening that's going to be open today. So people who already have a Builders pack and you're already on the $99 a month, Be prepared to go ahead and send a screenshot. We'll give you that information on where the screenshot goes to. It'll be in the Telegram group under announcements. That way everybody can see it. Everybody have access to it. The leaders will have access to it as well in the leadership group in the WhatsApp. That way they can also get that information out. But this is an opportunity for you to now, again, create value for what we have our hands on. And we want to make sure that we don't take Aria's generosity for granted, right? And we want to make sure that we become the prototypical success models for his system. Okay, and so that's, again, a really big thing. Also, if a person wants to see this conversation, send them, go to Facebook. It's live in Facebook from the group. Send them the forward. Share it, and it says share it with them. If they're not in the group, they have to join the group, actually the Facebook group, to watch it, and they need to see it. Okay, they truly need to see this up close and personal. You can't explain this to them. I don't care how many backflips you take or you do, and how much you scream at them. Get them into the group so they can watch it, and that way they can see it in its entirety. They get the full value for it. So again, that group is going to be open. We'll be sending you guys the location of the group and link, and what to send you screenshots to, and then we'll get this ball on the road. But 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Again, JC Rangel and whoever else he has training with him on the REIN H2O system. That's going live, and want to make sure you guys are on that. And then also, I'll be off the grid at 12 o'clock, Central Standard Time. I'll be doing a launch call. I'm going to start doing launch call, like group calls as well, presentations as well. So you guys are going to get a schedule of that, so you guys can drop people on those calls and be prepared to blow them up, because this is going to be a first run, when it comes to me doing our presentations that are scheduled. I want to give you guys a chance to go ahead and get your numbers up and grow this thing organically. And then going back to the CRMs, guys, like I said, everything you guys are getting right now, this month is 100% free, when it comes to what we have to offer, except for your ad spend, CRMs, all of that. Next month, there'll be a CRM deal. But it still won't be a $2,500 fee or anything like that. But the CRMs after the month of September, there'll be a CRM fee. Okay, and so because again, they don't operate for free. But this is the thing: this is your opportunity to get as many people in the system as possible. Use that not as a carrot, but use that as a life preserver for them, because they're in this industry to make money, right? And so you want them to be in this thing. So having them on that subscription, one, it sets them up, set their business up properly on the Build platform, because of what an enrollment is not a complete enrollment until they have a subscription, right? A membership, right? And so you're helping them on the back end, structure their business properly. Then you're helping them gain access to what we have to offer when it comes to Grant Cardone and school. So with that being said, we'll catch up with you guys later. Also, again, Landon, appreciate you again, man, for bringing the opportunity to us. You could have kept it to yourself, like a lot of selfish people in this industry would do, or unless they can monetize it for it. You can monetize it and make money off of it, like people are trying to do in the company. You guys are seeing people sell stuff for $800, $900 in the company already, in the groups and in the chats. So you guys have access to everything they have and some. You guys have already stated that in the groups that you guys love what you heard today, and you haven't seen anything like this, and for what we have the opportunity to do for cost-wise. So don't blow it. Don't blow the bag. Let's get in here, take full advantage of it, and make it happen. So see you guys at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time on the training. And then for those of you who will be on the 12 o'clock call, you'll be welcome. You're welcome to jump on and see the new presentations. I actually did some tweaks on the presentation myself for me and my own personal presentation style off platform. So you guys are gonna like what you hear, and so like what you see, and it'll make you go put 20, 30 people in a Zoom room, to hear me hear what I'm going to say today for you and your people. All right. So see you guys at the top, see you guys at the bank, and see you guys at the beach, and I'll see you guys at 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Peace.